Okay, welcome back, viewers. We are going over my original film, Side Effects, created back in 2005. Went straight to Blockbuster. It was the first film I ever made, shot on a mini DV camera, and let's get into it. Okay, so if you're one of the 8 people who's been following this series along, then you know that this film was shot in an old farmhouse that was on the property of one of the producers' family farms. Kind of a creepy story about the house is that the producer's grandfather had died of a heart attack at that house on the front porch. And his grandmother left the house on her way to the hospital, and then since he passed away, she never returned, and nobody ever went back into the house. So it just sat out there since the 70s, slowly decaying. Everything left exactly the way it was the day that his great-grandfather passed away. So clearly it gave us the ultimate backdrop for a horror movie. We didn't have to do a lot of set dressing. It was pretty much creepy right out of the gate. Okay, so the farm also had a barn, a more modern barn, and in that barn we built a little set for this room. This also doubled as the bedroom. It was like 3 walls that we put up and painted, and then would just move furniture in and out so that we could shoot it. There was no ceiling and no floor. Now this movie was shot with 3 main lights, 3 300-watt lights, Fresnel lights, and a fluorescent tube from Home Depot, and like 5 scoop lights from Home Depot. Oh yeah, and we also had the China ball. The China ball is probably the best film light ever invented, and I'm surprised it doesn't get a lot more play these days. You don't see it being talked about very much on the internet. Again, this was an exposition scene, a lot of exposition in this movie. That sets us up to go meet with the weird person who's been watching them this whole time. Now you can see to the right and the left, those are the 2 300-watt lights. For some reason I decided that putting these green gels on them would give it a more horror film look, more cinematic, filmish look. So that's why there's kind of a weird green tint to everything. So we shot this at White Rock Lake in Dallas, Texas. It was like 3 in the morning. The police came by, just said, "You guys are crazy for being out here this late," but didn't make us leave. So this was shot on the DVX 100, and it did not have the greatest low light capabilities. So a lot of the lighting that we had to do was utilizing, car headlights, for instance, to kind of light up this scene the best we could, because we did not have a generator that we could use out here because we were recording dialogue. So the light you're seeing there on the end of the dock is just a single light bulb that we ran an extension cord all the way to the car where we had a AC converter so that we could run power. The problem was it was limited to 300 watts, so we could either run a couple of light bulbs or one of our Fresnel lights, and that was about it. Okay, so here's the creepy old guy giving her all the exposition as to this drug, its background, and why they should not use it. As you can see, we just had the one single bare light bulb in front of him, and then another little bulb behind him with, again, the green tint. And these people today with their million ISO cameras, they have no idea how easy they have it compared to the way it was. Although one advantage of having the really low ISO was it kind of makes it very claustrophobic. You don't see a lot of outside light. Okay, so adhering to the show it, don't tell it philosophy of filmmaking, rather than just have him tell us about this drug, we also created this medieval backdrop of the flashback story. To do this, it was a little bit challenging, but again, utilizing friends who had access to a ranch and to horses with some old ruins on it. Obviously not medieval ruins, but just like early Texas ruins. We utilized that. Then we went to a theatrical costume rental shop, and that's where we rented all these costumes. I think it cost us like $100 to get everything for a day. Not the best costumes in the world, but it is what it is. And peasant costume there. The male is really terrible, but I thought this character costume came out really well. And that cross that he's carrying is just a cross we bought at I think like Hobby Lobby, and stuck it on a pole. I think it was a flagpole or a curtain rod. So yeah, more stuff we got from the Halloween stores, and set up our little dolly shot right here to show the dead peasant. That stake fell off of his chest like a second after we go out of frame. I know you're thinking, man, this guy's crazy, trying to make a no-budget film and then having historic type of flashbacks, but you know, I thought it added production value. It ended up coming out pretty cool. So anyways, until next time, that's where we're at. This is kind of fun. On the top, you can see the original DVD cover art for the US domestic release, and then below, I believe that is the German release of the film. They changed it up quite a bit, as you can see